welcome to the biology class. Yesterday we discussed our bacterial diseases and today we will discuss with the viral diseases. The common viral diseases are common cold, dengue fever and chikungunya. First we are going to discuss about our common cold. Causative agent of common cold is the group of viruses called rhinoviruses. So the main causative agent of common cold is rhinoviruses. These viruses infect the nasal epithelium and respiratory passage but not the lungs. Means that is going to affect only your nose and the respiratory passage, that is the trachea, but they are not going to affect the lungs. So it is also the major difference between the pneumonia and the common cold. Pneumonia will affect the lungs, whereas the common cold will be restricted only to the nasal epithelium and respiratory passage. Mode of transmission, that is contaminated objects like pen, books and so on. When the person cough or sneeze, the droplets from an infected person through air will be passed on from infected person to the healthy person, and that's why the disease is going to be transmitted. The common cold is also being known as airborne disease. Symptoms. Symptoms are number one, nasal congestion and discharge. Nasal congestion means नोज का ब्लॉक हो जाना और discharge means नोज का बहना. Number two is sore throat. Number third is hoarseness means जो आवाज है वो आपकी खराब हो जाती है, भारी हो जाती है. That is what called as the hoarseness. Cough, headache and tiredness. Tiredness मतलब थकावट होना. So these are some common symptoms of the common cold. A very important note is their attack lasts for about 3 to 7 days. So that particular common cold will go for 3 to 7 days. Our next viral disease is dengue fever. Causative agent is flavivirus. Mode of transmission, it is transmitted by the bite of mosquitoes, Aedes. It affects infants, young children and adults with the symptoms appearing 3 to 14 days after the infected bites. Means when the mosquito bite any of the infant, young children or adult, symptoms will appear after 3 or to 14 days. That particular period is known as the incubation period. So what is the causative agent? That is the flavivirus. Mode of transmission, it is transmitted by the bite of mosquitoes, that is Aedes. Symptoms: high fever, severe headache, pain behind the eyes, muscle and joint pain and rashes on the skin. So these are the symptoms, that is high fever, headache, pain behind the eyes, muscle and the joint pains and the rashes. There is no vaccine or any specific medicine to treat the dengue. People who have dengue fever should rest and drink plenty of the fluid. So this is one of the preventive measures by which we can control the dengue fever. The next is chikungunya. It is caused by alpha virus called chikungunya virus. The mode of transmission through the bite from Aedes, that is Aegypti mosquito. This is one of the another species of the Aedes, and this particular viral disease is also caused by the bite of the mosquito. Symptoms: fever up to 104 Fahrenheit, severe joint pain, muscle pain, headache, nausea, fatigue and rashes. So that is the same symptoms you can see, that is the muscle pain is there, nausea is there, fatigue and the rashes, but here the high fever is there, that is from 104 degree Fahrenheit. Prevention is overall mosquito control and avoidance of the bites of any infected mosquitoes. No specific treatment is known, but medication can be used to reduce the symptoms. So in this viral diseases, we have noticed that there is no particular medication, no particular treatment, but we are having a preventive measures because virus is a mosquito which is at the boundary line of living and non-living. When the virus is outside the living organism, they are non-living. As soon as they enter into the living organism like the human body, they start multiplying, they start their action with the cell, with the machinery of the human body. So that's why we are not having any particular medicines to control that particular viral disease. We have a preventive measures in the form of a vaccines, but no particular treatment, no specific treatment for the viral diseases. So in today we have discussed the three viral diseases: common cold, chikungunya and dengue fever. The very common, or you can say the dreadful viral disease HIV AIDS. We will discuss that particular viral disease in the acquired immunodeficiency heading, in which we will discuss about the acquired immunity, and when this is being deficient, then how the HIV or the AIDS comes into the existence. The next is our protozoal diseases, in which we discuss a very common disease, that is malaria, and amoebic dysentery, that is amoebiosis. So first we are having the malaria. It is caused by protozoan Plasmodium, which are of a very different species, that is Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria and Plasmodium falciparum. The very common species is Plasmodium vivax, which cause the fever malaria. But if it is being affected by the Plasmodium falciparum, that cause the most serious and the fatal malignant malaria, which can cause the death of a person. So sometimes the question is there, name that particular species of the Plasmodium which can be fatal or which can be malignant. The answer to that question is Plasmodium falciparum. Mode of transmission: the vector of Plasmodium is the female Anopheles mosquito, which transfer the sporozoite, that is the infectious form of the Plasmodium. Next, and the very important, is the life cycle of Plasmodium. Plasmodium requires two hosts to complete its life cycle. Number first host is the human and number second is the mosquito. Means Plasmodium will complete its life cycle in two hosts. One is human being and another is the mosquito. In human being, the infected female Anopheles mosquito transfer the infection form of Plasmodium, that is sporozoite, to the human body by biting. So that means when the mosquito will bite the healthy human body, it will transfer the infectious form of the Plasmodium, that is sporozoite, into the human body. These sporozoites reach the liver cell where they multiply by the asexual mode of reproduction, multiple fission. This is followed by their attack on red blood cells, resulting in their rupture. So when that particular sporozoites, the number is going to be increased, they will rupture out and attack the RBCs. While attacking the RBCs, they will release the toxic substance that is known as the hemozione. Because of this hemozione, that particular symptoms will appear in the human body, that is in the form of a high fever, chills and shivering. Thand lagna, kamkampi hona, that indicates the fever is being started in the human body. The human body is having the asexual mode of the reproduction, so that particular mosquito will complete its asexual stage of life in human body. Sexual stage, that is gametocytes, develops in the red blood cells, from where these parasites enter the female Anopheles mosquito when they bite an infected person. Means when the person is suffering from malaria, during that time the red blood cells will have a gametocytes. Again the mosquito will bite the human body, that is the infected human body, and in the mosquito that gametocytes will be enter. Now in the body of the mosquito, they are having the gametocytes. They will get fertilized, multiply in the stomach wall. Sporozoites are now stored in the salivary gland of the mosquito till it again transferred to the human body by the mosquito bite. So in the mosquito, they are going to complete their sexual stage. In the human body, gametocytes are there. Mosquito will bite the human body. Gametocytes will enter into the female Anopheles mosquito. They will multiply there. They will divide, they will multiply, they will fertilize in the stomach wall, and the sporozoites are now stored in the salivary gland of the mosquito, and then it will bite another healthy human body and enters that sporozoite, which is the infectious form of the plasmodium, into the human body, and the cycle is repeat. So that plasmodium is going to complete its life cycle into the two hosts. You can see in this particular figure, when the mosquito bites human body, sporozoites are injected with the bite. So sporozoites are the infectious form which will enter into the human body, it is a healthy human body. These sporozoites will enter into the liver cell, where they will be multiplied with the help of the asexual mode of reproduction, multiple fission. The parasite reproduce asexually in the liver cell, bursting the cell, and then they are released into the blood. Now in the blood, these parasites will rupture the RBCs, and while rupturing, they will produce the toxic substance, that is hemozione, and the release of that hemozione in the blood will give the symptoms of fever, chilling and shivering. This means the fever is reoccurred. Now this particular in the RBCs of the human body, the sexual state, that is gametocytes, develop, and when the mosquito will bite the human body, infected human body, these gametocytes will enter into the female mosquito, where they are going to be fertilized, they are going to be multiplied in the stomach wall, and then they will enter or store in the salivary gland, where they will be multiplied, and again they will bite the another human body which is healthy and transfer the sporozoites into that particular body, and the cycle will repeat again. So asexual life cycle is going to be complete in the human body, and the sexual life cycle will be complete in the mosquito. The next, the symptoms during the particular malaria. During the fever, the patient feels chill and shivering. ठंड लगना, कंपकंपी से बुखार होना, that is a major symptom of the malaria. Headache and the nausea. So these are the symptoms, life cycle of the plasmodium, very important in the examination point of the view. Our next protozoal disease is amoebic dysentery. It is caused by the protozoan endoparasite and amoeba histolytica. Endoparasite means which will enter into our body and infect our large intestine. The mode of transmission is housefly act as mechanical carrier and transmit the parasite from feces of infected person to the food. Infection takes place through the food and water contaminated by fecal matter. तो मोस्ट टाइम यू मस्ट हैव सीन कि हम कहते हैं अपने खाने को, पानी को मक्खियों से बचा के रखो, इन्हें ढक के रखो, बिकॉज दीज आर द कैरियर विच कैन ट्रांसमिट द पैरासाइट. पैरासाइट मीन्स एंटमीबा from the feces of infected person to the food, and that contaminated food and water will cause the infection to our body, and that is known as amoebic dysentery. The symptom is abdominal pain, constipation, cramps, stool with excess mucus and the blood clot. So there will be a stool which are having the mucus and the blood clots, and this is the primary symptom of the amoebic dysentery. We are not going to have any particular treatment, just prevention is there. We have to protect our food and water from the housefly, which act as the mechanical carriers. That's all for today's viral diseases and the protozoal diseases. They are very important. Next, in our next session, we will discuss about our fungal and helminthic diseases. Till then, stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.